Hello and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, I'm glad you're back. I want to say from this moment, if you hear any kind of noise or see my camera moving, is because there's a huge storm outside. So my house is moving with the wind because why not? Anyway, today I am going to do something perfect for spring, and ta-da! I mean, come on. Like, seriously. Dandelions are just the perfect flower for spring. I'm in love with them. I really love them. By the way, if you've never tried dandelion salad, just do. It's good. Besides that, I'm going to show you how to paint them in quite an easy way. I know, that it can be a lot more complicated than this, but this is quite an easy way to do it. And, it's going to be salon viable and everything. So, yeah. I didn't really plan on what to say here. Like, I've done this. I'm going to show you how to do it. The end. Anyway, with all of that said, let's just do some nails. I'm gonna first use Blue Poppy from Hot Tips Beauty, and then I'm gonna go in with a bit of jasmine, and I'm gonna use this Cat 2 brush from Ink London. So first I'm applying a layer of Blue Poppy on its own. I am giving that a full cure, and then I'm applying a second layer of Blue Poppy all over the nail, and I'm not giving this a cure. So first I'm trying to make that even. I'm applying a very thin layer. I know you can't really tell, but I'm dragging most of the product off the nail right now, and then I'm gonna dip my brush in the white, and I'm just gonna basically drag it all over the nail again, without trying to make it even or anything like that. This is gonna be like a texture kind of thing. Then I'm gonna use some country green, and this is one of their steady gels from Ink London in black, and I'm gonna use that to create my own shades of that green. So first I'm going in with just the main green, and I'm creating these leaves, and dandelion leaves are a little bit like holly leaves, the Christmas holly, except you can go and make them a bit longer and not as wide. So I'm just creating that. As you saw, it was really easy. I just put one line in the middle, however I wanted the leaf to kind of look, and then I went around and I just created the little spikes on the sides, and yeah, it's really easy to do. I don't know what I was doing here. I kept on trying to add because I thought it looked a bit plain. I don't know. Sometimes I kind of overthink things and I make weird decisions. Then I added another leaf, as you can see there at the bottom. Again, that was kind of a weird decision, but I like it. It's fine. She's part of the family now. And then I'm gonna add two stems in a second. I'm gonna add the second one. So I'm adding first the first stem, and I'm doing that V kind of shape, and then a couple of spikes as you saw coming out of it. I am going to go back in with a darker shade because I really didn't like how much this showed. So yeah, and then that was a very weird angle, so I'm going back in and fixing that angle, and again those spikes are gonna make the flower look like a dandelion. And as you can see here, I am going back in with a darker shade of that green that I mixed with black. I mixed the smallest amount of black. That black is really pigmented, so don't overdo it. Just put a small amount, see how it looks when you actually paint with it. If you think you need more, add more, but yeah, don't just dump a lot of black because it's gonna take over. So I went in and I added a bit more detail with that black, and now I'm just doing I just dragged that line that I made in the middle. First I just put it back again, and on one side I'm just gonna put that darker green just to create a bit of dimension in the leaves, and this is like the easiest way to create a bit of dimension in the leaves. And I made a mistake there, but I'll fix that. I'll clean it up in a second. So I did that, as you saw, on the second leaf, and I just used the silicone tool to wipe that off because I removed the sticky layer before I started painting, so it was really easy to wipe everything off. And now with that darker green, I'm just adding some like little lines, I guess, to just fill up the space because it was a bit empty. Then I'm going in with the steady gel in yellow, and I mixed this with white. So this is not the actual color. I mixed it with white first, and I'm applying some just on the top dandelion, as you can see. And then this is the actual color of that steady gel, so it's a very bright yellow. It's beautiful. And I'm going back in and I'm adding some, leaving a bit of the lighter one underneath to just create that kind of 3D effect, that, you know, because you have like different colors. And then I'm going back in with the lighter one on the top again to create that 3D effect. Also now, because obviously we have that I don't know, the base of the flower is like covering all the petals, obviously I needed to go back and like show that, so you know, you can see only the top of the flowers. But yeah, I just found that the easiest way to create this. And then I added a little bit of that yellow on the other flower just to look like it's gonna start blooming. Then this is the steady gel from Ink London in white, and I'm just doing some X's. That's all you need to do. I cured that, and now I'm going in with a bit of that black steady gel, and I'm just adding some lines next to them. And this is like the seeds of the, you know, dried up dandelion that are like flying around, because, you know, they always fly around. They're really, really light. Then using that black, I am going in and I'm just adding some more detail to those leaves. So it's all you need to do, one line down the middle, and then from the points you just drag some lines on the side, from the sides to the middle, and that's it. That's all you need to do for the leaves. And then I decided that this nail was a bit empty, so I am adding this weird, I don't know what this is supposed to be. It's not necessarily a plant, but I needed to fill up a bit of the space, and to be honest, I think it brings so much more detail to this nail. I know it doesn't make sense because it's like a really weird kind of plant that I painted there, but I really love what it did with everything else. You can make like little leaves. I didn't want to make leaves. I wanted to make something like maybe seeds or something. I don't know what I wanted, but yeah, I just added a bit more, some dots with my brush that are very irregular, and I absolutely love it. Then I'm gonna go in with Velvet Matte from Ink London, and I'm applying a layer of that. And because you kind of need to be careful here, because the Hot Tips Beauty gel paint has a sticky layer, and the Velvet Matte might make it bleed a little bit, so just be careful. And also don't try to remove the sticky layer, because then it kind of takes some of that pigment off, if that makes sense. It's a bit weird, so yeah, just be careful. Then moving on to my second nail, I am going in straight with like the darkest one of the greens that I made. Well, no, the darker green that I made, because I made only one green, and that's the darker one, and then I just used the normal one. Yeah, just ignore me, it's fine. And here I'm just kind of like as you saw, I made two lines, and then I kind of dragged them a little bit on the side to create those spikes. And here I'm going back in with the black, and I put a huge dot in the middle on this one, and I am creating some spikes coming out of it. This is like such an easy way to create a dandelion. It's ridiculous. So I did that, and then I'm going in with Haley from Kirsty Meakin, and it's like a nude, and you only need the tiniest bit of a nude brown, light brown, something like that, to just create this like middle of the dandelion when it's dried out, and not dried out, when it's like past its prime. And I did that, and now I'm just putting some dots in. Obviously I'm curing after every single step, so just keep that in mind. You need to cure after you apply the color, unless I tell you otherwise, like I did with the background. Usually I cure every time I switch colors. I wipe my brush off and stuff like that. And then I'm just kind of dragging some of that, I'm just like putting some lines with black from the middle there, just to make it look a bit more like 3D, so it's not, just flat and then the thingy sits in the front kind of thing. Anyway, then I mixed a little bit of that Ultimate No Wipe top coat with the tiniest amount of black, like it was almost not even there. And you can still see that it created a really, really dark color. And I am just putting a circle around that middle of the dandelion. I'm not actually putting anything on the nude part that I applied, just because I didn't want it to be darker than that. But yeah, I'm just putting it around, and this is like really easy to do. And then I decided to just add a bit of detail there as well, and this is like a shadowing kind of effect. And then I'm going in with some of the white, and you can't really see, but I'm creating little X's. There you go, you can see now. And I'm creating little X's all over the place to kind of resemble those, like the little parachutes that the seeds have. I don't know how they're called. But yeah, this like enables the seeds to like go very, very far in the wind and spread around. And yeah, I'm putting some of those X's. I'm putting some over the middle as well. I'm not putting a lot over the middle, just because I didn't want to lose a lot of that detail that I created there. And then I'm just putting some X's around for some of the seeds that just flew over, because obviously we have one that's already kind of past. It almost lost all of its seeds, so it makes sense to have these around. And the way to do the bottom there is to make it a bit thicker and then thinner towards the top of that little X. So yeah, that's one of the easiest ways to create seeds from a dandelion. And then I just added a bit more of those weeds that I have no idea what they're supposed to be, and I feel like that filled up the nail nicely. I really, really love how this design came out, to be honest. If you don't, then I can't do anything about that. But yeah, I really, really love how this design came out. So I'm just adding whatever those are, and then I gave that a full cure. Don't forget that the steady gels have a 2-minute cure time in their lamp, in the Platinum X lamp from Ink London. And then that's how that nail looked. It was beautiful. I loved it. Then for the third nail, I decided to do some dandelions that are like fully open and in their prime, and they're gorgeous. So I kind of did that. They ended up looking a bit more maybe like other flowers, I don't know, but yeah, I'm still happy with them. They're still fine in my opinion. But I'm adding 2 of them, and of course I'm out of focus for most of this video because I still don't know how to film. It just baffles me. I tried so hard. If I get very, very into a design, I'm very concentrated for it, and I don't actually see if I'm out of focus or not. I need someone to kind of stay with me while I film and look at what I'm doing and just kind of tell me, "Oi, move." But yeah, I usually film when I'm alone, so I don't have that, which is very sad. So you saw that I've put in the darker yellow first. You can do this in any order you want, whatever yellow you want to do first, but I put the darker one first, then I put the lighter one on top, and now I'm just creating some lines with the darker yellow again. As you can see, none of them are perfect, so don't worry about it. This is, I think, the easiest way to create them with a bit of detail. So yeah, also here I didn't start off with like the stems first. I decided to start with the flowers because I didn't know exactly what I wanted the flowers to be. So yeah, I just kind of put the flowers first, and then I decided to go in with the darker green and just skip the lighter green altogether. And I am again creating that kind of V shape. I am going a little bit over the petals there just to show that they are kind of encased in that. They're not just kind of floating over the top, so keep that in mind. And then I added the two little like spikes on the sides. And yeah, they don't really look like dandelions necessarily, but I still think they're beautiful. I still like them, so I'm happy. And then here I'm just adding some leaves with that lighter green because I thought, you know, this is gonna be the easiest way for me to create a bit of like depth in the leaves. And I'm painting one there. Apparently it's like the weirdest place to paint one leaf, but then I went in and I said, you know what, you need a friend. So I added a friend to that, and I added another leaf there, and I'm filling it in, and I'm not happy with the shape apparently. I keep on like going back, and I don't know what I'm doing. And yeah, I just did that, and then I added the tip of a leaf there because I apparently needed it. And then I'm just adding some more detail to the leaves as I did to all of the other ones. So half leaf is gonna be darker, half lighter. Make sure to like think where kind of the light is supposed to be, so don't put the darker side on the top because it's gonna look a bit weird, let's say. So I always put it towards the part that's like lower. I don't know, it makes sense in my head, I guess. And then I added details with the black again, same thing, line down the middle, and then from the spikes down towards the middle, just some like round lines, and that's basically it with the leaves. And then I added those weird these weird herbs things. I have no idea, but I added those just to like fill up the nail a little bit more because I didn't want a lot of dandelions. I wanted some to be like in focus. So yeah, I didn't want more on the nail to just look kind of like a mass of dandelions. I wanted a couple that in focus, and then the rest of the nail you kind of paint with something that's not very, very colorful, let's say, or, you know, so it doesn't take away from anything. And I added those weird dots again everywhere. Really random, I know, but I think they do the job that I wanted them to do. So I'm happy with that. And also, yes, I added some more of those seeds. And there's no rhyme or reason on why I like started with the black here. It's just because it was on my brush already, so I didn't want to, you know, go in between them. Yeah. Then I'm painting a layer of that matte top coat and curing that, and then this whole set is done. These are all done now, and I'm in love with them. Like, honestly, they are just so cute. So cute. I really love them. I hope you guys are going to give these a try, and I would love to see if you do. I would love to see your work. and your take on them. And yeah, you saw how easy it is to do all of them. And I didn't realize until now that I actually these are actually on like the different steps of the dandelion. They're actually put like that. Oh god, what did I do? So like this one's not, it's like barely opening. This one's half open, and then these two are very open, and then this one's done, and then the other one is like, oh yeah, I don't even have the floaty things anymore. So yeah, that's a bit weird. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, you know, leave it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe maybe if you want to see more, because I'm gonna have more. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.